My beloved, my child of light, my chosen one who has been called by heaven tonight. Do you feel it, that sudden rush in your chest, that tremor deep inside your soul? That's not a coincidence, it's heaven calling your name. Somewhere in the unseen, your spirit was spoken aloud, and everything began to move. The winds shifted, the heavens opened. 3 minutes, that's all it takes now, and the course of your destiny is changing forever. Archangel Michael stands near you, his sword of living fire drawn and ready. You might not see him, but if you pause and breathe, you'll feel his presence. He whispers, "Don't look away, don't delay. This is your divine moment." And when heaven declares your time has come, no force on earth can hold you back. God Himself has released your name into eternity's current, and when God speaks, creation obeys. Mountains move, doors unlock, the impossible bends in your favor. Tonight heaven's message is clear, your life is about to shift in ways you never imagined. Those silent nights of tears, those moments when you begged for a sign, those long seasons where it felt like heaven was quiet, they were not wasted. Heaven saw it all, every sigh, every prayer, every why. And now heaven is responding, not with delay, but with destiny. Listen closely, beloved. This isn't a random message, it's not coincidence that you're here right now. This is a divine appointment, a sacred crossing between heaven's plan and your story. When Michael says, "Open immediately," it's not a suggestion, it's a command wrapped in mercy. Because right now, something is hovering above your life, a long-awaited blessing, ready to descend. Take one deep breath. Let your heart still. If you feel your pulse quicken, it's because the presence of God is drawing near. You didn't stumble here by chance, your soul called this moment into existence. You are standing at the doorway of divine change. Before we go deeper, I want you to protect your connection to these words. You've missed divine signs before, almost walked past miracles because of distraction. Don't let this one slip away. Stay close, heaven is unfolding a message through this channel, and the next few days will bring clarity, answers, and direction you've prayed for over years. Subscribe, stay in tune, stay anchored, because these messages are not random videos, they are keys to doors that have waited your whole lifetime to open. Now listen, the angels say, your story is being rewritten even now. God is exposing what was hidden, revealing every unseen force that tried to dim your light. No longer will secret hands pull you down. No longer will your name be tangled in confusion or delay. Michael says, this time nothing will stop what belongs to you, not man, not demon, not even time itself. The clock is still ticking, child. Heaven has begun to move. Do you realize what's happening in the unseen? Your name, yes, your name, has been proclaimed aloud in the courts of heaven. When that happens, destinies shift, records open, angels receive instruction. What was once withheld is now being released. Those prayers you thought were forgotten are being stamped approved. Archangel Michael is not just delivering news, he's guarding your promise. His sword of light stands between you and every force that once opposed you. Heaven is roaring over you tonight, can you feel it? You are not unseen, you are chosen. There comes a moment in every life when everything changes, in one breath, one word, one divine encounter. You've walked through darkness, wondering if light would ever return. But tonight, God's voice pierces through every shadow. When He speaks your name, He doesn't just address who you are, He awakens who you are meant to become. The earth itself begins to respond. Paths align, delays dissolve. You may not see it yet, but the shift has already started. That's why your heart can't scroll past this, your spirit recognizes the truth. You are standing in the center of a divine unfolding. Let me tell you what has been happening behind the veil. There has been warfare over your destiny. The enemy tried to silence you, to wrap your promise in fog. But the moment your name echoed in heaven, the chains that once held you began to break. Michael's sword burned through every dark assignment, and now the victory light shines on your path. The same people who doubted you will soon wonder what changed. Doors they once closed will now swing wide open, because God Himself has written access granted over your name. This is grace, this is heaven's timing. And child, remember this, your pain was not wasted. Every tear became a seed, every sleepless night watered the soil of your miracle. Heaven has counted every drop, and now the harvest has begun. What once broke you will now bless you. 3 minutes, that's what heaven gave. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. That's why your heart is racing. It's not fear, it's recognition. Your spirit knows that this is the turning point. Don't look away, stay with me till the end, because what I'm about to tell you next will mark your life. When God speaks your name, He doesn't just call it, He redeems it. People may have spoken your name carelessly, even cruelly. They attached pain, rejection, and shame to it. But heaven has rewritten it with love, power, and destiny. Your name now carries new authority. When others speak it, favor will move in ways they won't understand. The stains are gone. The curses are broken. You are no longer who you were, heaven has renamed you in light. And as this new identity settles into your spirit, the world will begin to see it too. So pause, my dear one, and breathe. Feel that quiet fire rising in you. That's the beginning of transformation. That's why Michael said, open it immediately. Not later, not when you're ready. Now, because heaven's clock is striking the hour of release. The angels are in motion, aligning everything to the sound of God's word. What was once delayed is about to accelerate. What was once painful is about to produce glory. The wait is over. The new season has begun. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. If you feel inspired to support this mission of spreading love and light, you can contribute $50 to $100 through Super Thanks to help spread this message to even more people. Remember, every act of generosity, no matter the amount, is deeply valued and appreciated. And now He says, stand, rise, step out of the soil. The heavens have already declared your emergence. The same ground that once buried you is now breaking beneath the weight of your destiny. Do you feel it? That trembling in your chest isn't fear, it's the sound of resurrection. What was meant to contain you can no longer hold you. The roots that once anchored your pain have turned into pillars of strength, and heaven is announcing, you are ready. Child of light, listen carefully. When God calls something to rise, nothing in existence can resist. The storms may roar, the ground may shake, but divine timing never falters. You were hidden for a reason. Hidden so you could grow without interference, hidden so your strength could mature in silence. And now, what once looked like delay, was actually divine protection. God was covering you from premature exposure, because He wanted your light to blind the darkness when you finally appeared. Archangel Michael stands watch, his wings stretched across your life like a canopy of flame. He has seen the nights you doubted, the moments you almost gave up, the prayers you whispered into your pillow. He knows the cost of your obedience. And now He smiles, because He knows the reward that's about to unfold. Rise, beloved, He says again. Not timidly, not halfway, but with fire. With certainty. With the authority that heaven itself has placed upon your name. Do you understand what this means? Every no you faced, every rejection, every closed door, was not punishment, it was preparation. You weren't being denied, you were being refined. You were being sculpted into someone who could carry what you once only dreamed of. Because what's coming isn't ordinary blessing, it's a transformation so deep that even your reflection will feel different. Heaven is shifting around you. The same angels who once guarded your rest are now gathering at your side. They're not whispering anymore, they're declaring. They're announcing your arrival into a season of fulfillment. And Archangel Michael raises his sword, not just in defense, but in decree. No more waiting, he declares. No more delay. The appointed hour has struck. Take this in, my beloved, you are standing at the edge of your divine release. The winds that once pushed against you will now carry you forward. The tears that once fell from your eyes will now water your garden of miracles. Every empty place in your life will soon overflow. Every lonely path you walked will soon be lined with light. Heaven is not coming, heaven has arrived. This is your turning point, and heaven is your witness. The throne of God has already issued the order. What you lost will return multiplied. What broke you will now build you. The same people who overlooked you will watch you rise, and call it grace, because that's exactly what it is. You didn't survive by luck, you survived by purpose. And purpose does not fade, it flourishes. The air around you is charged with divine movement. You may not see it yet, but everything in the unseen realm is aligning in your favor. Doors that were rusted shut are unlocking. Delays that haunted you are dissolving. Where there was confusion there will now be clarity. Where there was fear there will now be faith that roars like a lion. Archangel Michael says, heaven's attention is upon you. Move when the Spirit stirs, speak when the word burns within you. Do not doubt, for this window of glory will not close until your miracle stands before you. You were never forgotten, child. You were engraved upon divine hands. Every prayer you thought disappeared into silence has been echoing through eternity, gathering strength, waiting for this hour. That's why your heart feels so alive right now, because this isn't just another word, it's your confirmation. Even now, light is chasing away the remnants of your sorrow. Chains are falling off that you didn't even realize you still carried. And as you stand here, heaven whispers, "It is finished." The war over your destiny has been won. The waiting season has expired. The morning has come. Now walk forward, not as someone searching for hope, but as someone carrying it. Walk as one whose steps are ordered, whose name carries authority, whose story is proof that God never leaves what He begins. Because this isn't the end of your struggle, it's the unveiling of your strength. This isn't the closing of a chapter, it's the breaking open of a brand new book, written by the hand of heaven itself. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders. Breathe in the promise. You are not who you were yesterday, you are reborn in divine fire. You are the one heaven has chosen to rise, to lead, to shine. My dear child, if this message has touched your heart, I invite you to share your faith by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Remember, every moment you stay connected keeps the flow of divine messages reaching those who need them most. Stay close, because the next word heaven releases might just be the one that changes everything. If you hesitate, the enemy steals the moment meant to crown you. But if you move, heaven multiplies your steps. Michael says, every act of obedience becomes a bridge for miracles. This is why your next yes matters more than your past mistakes. The next decision you make in faith will ripple through generations. The moment you trust, the moment you move without fear, the universe rearranges itself to make room for your blessing. So move boldly. Do not analyze it, do not delay. Heaven has already gone ahead of you. Child, you must understand, what is rising in your life is not small. It carries the fragrance of divine purpose. You will not only recover what was lost, but what was stolen will return multiplied. The time of scraping by is over. The oil upon your life is increasing, and everything connected to you will begin to bloom again. Friendships, finances, dreams, all will start responding to the sound of your obedience. Where you once saw closed doors, you will now see divine corridors. What once required begging will now come by invitation. The same people who ignored you will begin to seek your voice. And listen, this sudden shift will confuse many. Some will call it luck, others will call it coincidence. But you will know it was heaven's design all along. You are not rising because of chance, you are rising because destiny refused to forget you. Michael whispers, the waiting was never punishment. It was preparation. You were not delayed, you were being developed. Every unanswered prayer was molding you into someone strong enough to carry what's now being released. The waiting season has expired, and now the gates of manifestation are opening before you. Look closely, beloved, can you feel how the atmosphere around you has changed? The heaviness that once clung to you is lifting, the people who drained your light are fading from your path, the confusion that made you question your worth is dissolving. You are stepping into clarity, this is not imagination, this is alignment. The spiritual fog is clearing because heaven is making sure you see your path clearly. You are no longer meant to survive, you are meant to reign, the crown that was invisible is becoming visible. Michael shows me a scene, a table being prepared in a place that once rejected you. Those who mocked your faith will watch you dine in peace. They will wonder how your name reappeared in rooms that forgot you, but the truth is your name was never erased, it was written in light waiting for divine timing. Heaven never forgets what belongs to you, what is yours cannot be stolen, only delayed until you are ready to hold it without breaking. Child of destiny, your spirit has matured in silence. You no longer react as you once did, you no longer chase what doesn't honor your calling. That restraint, that wisdom, that's evidence of transformation. You are not who you were last year, the same things that used to destroy you no longer hold power. You are evolving under the watch of angels, you are walking out of survival and into sovereignty. The authority of heaven is resting upon you and soon even you will be astonished at your own courage. And hear this, heaven has recorded every tear you cried in secret. Not one was wasted, every sleepless night, every moment you whispered, "Why me?" has been turned into a brick in the foundation of your testimony. You thought you were breaking but you were actually being built. You thought it was the end but it was the molding of a masterpiece. God has been writing through your pain, crafting a story that will heal others simply by your existence. You were never abandoned, you were being refined. Now the refining is complete. The gold of your spirit shines brighter than the fire that once threatened to consume you. The storm didn't destroy you, it revealed your strength. And now as heaven breathes over your name again, even nature will cooperate with your destiny. Doors will open without force, words will come without effort, resources will locate you without struggle. This is what happens when divine timing meets divine obedience. But listen closely once more, do not return to old patterns. Do not let nostalgia chain you to what no longer fits. The season that is opening before you requires new discipline, new faith, and new vision. The next chapter demands the version of you that has fully accepted divine favor. Walk with reverence, not fear, speak with authority, not doubt, love with freedom, not attachment. For heaven has decided your name will echo through generations. Michael stands now, his sword of light drawn before you, cutting away the last remnants of limitation. Walk forward, he says, for the ground ahead has been cleared. Every shadow that tried to follow you is now blind, every curse that whispered against you has been silenced. You are free, truly free. Step with courage, beloved, for creation itself awaits the sound of your becoming. And as you rise, everything that once fell apart will begin to make sense. The puzzle will complete itself, the pain will reveal its purpose, the story will unfold exactly as heaven wrote it, in glory, in beauty, in divine precision. For this is your hour, the turning has come, the heavens are open, and nothing, not doubt, not fear, not time can close what God has opened for you. Child of heaven, let me show you another mystery. What looks like endings to men are beginnings in heaven, what feels like collapse is often the sound of resurrection starting. You think the shaking around you means destruction, but in the realm of spirit, shaking means release. Every false foundation that once held you is being broken so that only what is divine remains. Michael says, the shaking is not your enemy, it is your announcement. For every wall that falls a doorway appears, for every loss you mourned heaven plants a replacement that carries greater glory. So don't panic when you feel things slipping away, it's not the devil winning, it's heaven clearing space for your increase. Do you feel that strange stirring in your chest right now? That isn't emotion, it's recognition. Your spirit knows the truth before your mind can process it. Heaven has already written your next chapter and the ink is still warm. The winds that once carried away your peace are now carrying your promise back to you. Michael stands with sword drawn, severing every last tie to limitation. He whispers, "No more delay, no more halfway, no more hiding behind fear." Because the era of survival has ended and the era of reigning has begun. Beloved, you have been asking, when will my breakthrough come? But heaven has been asking, when will you believe you are ready? The breakthrough was never waiting for permission from the world, it was waiting for your agreement. And tonight your agreement is echoing through eternity. You may not have realized it, but your surrender is the sound of doors unlocking. The moment you let go of how you thought it should happen, heaven stepped in to show you how it will happen. That's why this message found you now, because you finally reached the threshold where faith outweighs fear. Look at your journey, every delay trained your patience, every heartbreak refined your discernment, every rejection became redirection, nothing was random. Heaven wastes no season. Michael shows me pages turning quickly, each one marked with fire and favor, and I hear him say, "The story is accelerating." Things that used to take years will now take days, doors that once refused to move will swing wide with a whisper. You will look back and say, "How did it all change so fast?" And heaven will answer, "Because you finally believed you were chosen." My beloved, this is why obedience in this moment matters. Heaven's timing is not fragile because it is weak, it is fragile because it is holy. Every divine window has a sacred rhythm, miss the rhythm and momentum stalls, move with it and miracles multiply. Michael says, "Move now before logic interrupts what faith already knows." Because logic looks at risk but faith sees revelation. And this revelation is clear, your destiny is not approaching, it's arriving. Child, there's something you must understand about divine promotion. Before elevation there is always exposure. Heaven doesn't raise what's still hiding in fear. That's why life has recently felt intense, almost overwhelming, because heaven is bringing hidden things to the surface, not to shame you but to free you. You can't rise while still tied to the shadows, every secret wound, every silent disappointment, every unhealed scar is being pulled into the light so it can no longer whisper lies about your worth. And when that light hits you'll feel lighter than you have in years. Beloved, the old you is dissolving. The self that was shaped by survival no longer fits the new realm you're entering. Heaven is clothing you in authority. The words you speak will start to carry weight, the presence you bring will shift rooms. You won't have to announce the change, people will feel it. They'll sense peace where there was once exhaustion, they'll see clarity where there was confusion, and they'll know something divine has touched you. This is the fragrance of transformation, the scent of destiny fulfilled. Do not fear if some people distance themselves now. They're not leaving you, they're making room for those assigned to your new chapter. The ones who once misunderstood you were necessary for your refining, but the ones coming next are chosen for your rising. They won't compete with your calling, they'll complement it. Heaven never subtracts without the intent to multiply, trust the divine rearranging happening around you. Michael says, "Child of the Most High, lift your eyes. For too long you've stared at the ground, counting the losses, measuring what's gone. But if you could see what's forming above you, you'd understand why the wait was worth it. The clouds of promise are heavy with fulfillment. The rain that's coming isn't to drown you, it's to baptize you in restoration. The same soil that once buried you will now bloom with blessings. My beloved, you will soon notice signs of acceleration. Unexpected calls, long-forgotten opportunities, ideas that wake you in the night. Don't dismiss them, they are heavenly nudges, the sound of divine machinery turning in your favor. You'll feel alignment in strange places, doors opening without effort, words flowing with power, peace resting where there used to be panic. That's how you'll know heaven's hand is on it. Child, this is the season where the invisible becomes visible. Promises you've only heard about will now stand before you. You will walk in rooms that once seemed too great for you, and instead of shrinking you'll feel like you belong. Because you do. Heaven didn't prepare you to witness blessings, it prepared you to carry them. And when you carry them, remember, this was never luck, it was always prophecy unfolding in perfect time. Michael's final words tonight are both warning and promise. He says, the 3 minutes are almost over, but eternity begins now. What you choose in this window will echo through every chapter ahead. Choose faith over fear, choose obedience over delay, choose to open what heaven placed before you. Because the moment you say yes, angels move, and what has been hovering for years will finally land. When God formed the earth, He already wrote your story. Every sunrise you've seen, every storm you've survived was written with intention. Nothing about you is random, every scar is a sentence, every delay is a paragraph, every triumph is a chapter. And now heaven is turning the page, a new season is being inscribed, and this one begins with restoration. The kind that doesn't just replace what was lost but multiplies it. You will look back and barely recognize the person who cried in the dark, because light will flood every corner of your life. The Spirit says, you thought it was over, but I was only resetting the stage. What looked like silence was strategy, what looked like rejection was redirection. Every no you received was a wall meant to protect the yes that's coming. Heaven has been orchestrating behind the curtain, and now the curtain is lifting. You are stepping into the scene heaven has been building for you all along. This is not a coincidence, this is divine timing meeting divine preparation. Listen, beloved, the shaking that happened wasn't to destroy you, it was to position you. The people who left weren't your loss, they were your release. God removed what could not carry the next version of your destiny. And now everything that remains has been purified by fire. You are not weaker because of what you went through, you are sharper, stronger, wiser. The version of you emerging now carries authority that cannot be faked. When you speak, things will move, when you pray, realms will shift. Michael says, the delay was heaven's defense. If doors stayed shut, it was because what waited behind them wasn't ready for your light. Heaven was aligning environments, adjusting hearts, and maturing you for the promise. And now that alignment has been completed. Angels are standing in formation waiting for your command. Speak life and they will move, declare blessing and they will build. The authority in your voice has been activated, use it boldly, not fearfully. Child of light, your atmosphere is changing. What used to resist you will now respond to you. People who once ignored your worth will start to feel drawn to your presence without understanding why. It's not charisma, it's calling, it's not charm, it's divine magnetism. Heaven's oil is upon you and it makes you impossible to overlook. The same places that rejected you will now prepare a seat for you, the same voices that doubted you will speak your name with respect. This is the reversal season and it begins now. And do you know why this shift feels different? Because this time you are ready. You're no longer asking from desperation, you're moving from revelation. You've learned the rhythm of waiting, you've learned to trust when everything is quiet, you've learned to walk even when the path is hidden. That is why heaven chose this exact hour. You no longer need proof, you are the proof. Your endurance has become your evidence. The Lord says, I'm restoring the years that pain tried to steal. Every sleepless night, every tear that fell unnoticed by the world has been recorded. And now the scales are tipping in your favor. Compensation is coming, not just in material ways, but in peace, in clarity, in divine partnerships. Where you were drained you will overflow, where you were isolated you will be celebrated. Heaven is bringing divine connections, people who carry keys to the next doors in your journey. But here's the secret most miss, your blessing won't just find you, it will recognize you. It will identify the seal on your spirit and know where to land. You don't have to chase what's yours, it will locate you by the signature of heaven resting on your life. So stop running after outcomes and start standing in identity. You are not trying to become chosen, you already are. Even now I see movement in the unseen, angels rearranging timelines, opportunities being rewritten, barriers dissolving without explanation. The things that used to take years will now happen in moments, acceleration has begun. But with acceleration comes responsibility to stay grounded, to stay grateful, to remember who sent the blessing. Do not let success make you forget the silence that built you. The same humility that kept you in the valley will protect you on the mountain. And beloved, the Father wants you to know this is not a test run, this is real. This is the manifestation of promises that have matured in the waiting. You will soon witness the prophecy of your name unfold before your eyes, the sound of your destiny has already been released and it cannot be recalled. No curse, no plan, no doubt can override what heaven has sealed, the decree has been signed in light and it bears your name. So stand tall, child of eternity, lift your head. The shaking has ended, the release has begun and the spotlight of heaven is resting on you. Every word once spoken over you in faith is now echoing through time, calling forth results. You are walking into divine momentum where what took others a lifetime will unfold for you in days. The divine timeline has been accelerated and you are its center. Do not shrink back now, do not question if you're ready. You have been prepared through fire, refined through tears and anointed for this very hour. Heaven has waited for your yes and now your yes has summoned the impossible. Step forward. The ground beneath you has been made holy, the story that once broke you is now your weapon, the wounds that once weakened you are now your wings. Fly, beloved, not away from your past but above it. Because tonight heaven didn't just speak your name, it crowned it. And everything that carries your name from this day forward will carry favor, protection and purpose. Watch closely, for in the coming days signs will follow you that confirm what was declared. You won't have to prove anything, the evidence will speak louder than your words. Your name has become a prophecy and the world is about to witness its fulfillment. Beloved, what's about to unfold will not just restore your life, it will redefine it. The season ahead is not a continuation of the old chapter, it's a divine rewrite. What once looked like failure will now be remembered as foundation. Every tear you cried became ink in heaven's hand, and now heaven writes your comeback in gold. The same ground that saw your pain will soon witness your glory. The same sky that felt silent will now thunder with your breakthrough. Child, this is not poetic exaggeration, it's prophecy. You are standing in the overlap of endings and beginnings, and heaven has chosen this moment to shift everything in your favor. Because when heaven says now, nothing can say later. Not fear, not delay, not even your past. The command has already gone forth, and the angels assigned to your destiny are already moving. Some are bringing divine connections, some are unlocking resources, others are removing people and things that can't go where you're going. It might feel uncomfortable, but remember, every removal is protection, every delay is direction, and every redirection is divine orchestration. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. Beloved, listen closely, there is power moving through your name right now. When you speak, heaven echoes. When you move, paths open. The authority on your life has increased, and that is why the pressure increased too. The greater the oil, the deeper the crushing, but the crushing is over. You're stepping into the season of release, and nothing will be able to contain what's about to flow from you. You will notice it in your words, people will listen differently. You will see it in your steps, favor will follow you into rooms you've never entered. You will feel it in your spirit, an unexplainable peace where anxiety once lived. This is the mark of transformation, the proof that the process worked. And child, don't rush to understand everything, revelation unfolds in layers. You may not yet see how one closed door led to another open gate, but soon you will. The clarity you've begged for is coming, not in whispers but in waves. God is about to show you why it had to happen the way it did, why the delay was necessary, why the heartbreak was holy. You will see that what looked like loss was heaven's hand rerouting you toward abundance. The things that once felt like punishment will now look like protection. Beloved, hear me, you are stepping into a realm where struggle no longer defines you, grace does. You will no longer have to chase what belongs to you, what's yours will recognize you. The opportunities meant for you will start finding you without striving, without forcing. That's how divine timing works. It delivers what hustle cannot. And when it does, all you'll be able to say is only God could have done this. There will also be silence before the storm of blessings. Do not mistake that silence for absence. Heaven's quiet is never empty, it's the sound of preparation. Right now God is aligning people, places and moments like pieces of a perfect puzzle. You might feel still, but heaven is not still. Angels are busy arranging your miracle, and when the moment arrives it will come suddenly, so suddenly it will feel like the years of waiting collapse into one holy second. Child, can you feel it, that stirring deep inside your spirit? It's not imagination, it's confirmation. You are sensing the wind of change before it breaks into sight. You are standing in the threshold of answered prayer. Heaven is already celebrating your yes. And the enemy knows it too, that's why the resistance suddenly rose before the breakthrough. That's why old fears started whispering again. But this time you will not break. You are not who you were the last time, you are stronger, wiser, and filled with divine fire. The tests that once defeated you now fuel you, the voices that once discouraged you now fall silent. Because your spirit has grown too loud for doubt to drown. Beloved, this moment is holy. The next few hours will carry shifts you cannot imagine. People who forgot you will suddenly remember. Opportunities long closed will reopen as if time itself bowed to heaven's command. You will see signs, numbers aligning, messages repeating, dreams returning. Do not dismiss them, they are heaven's way of confirming that everything is in motion. Every detail, every delay, every divine nudge is leading you to the fulfillment of what was written over your life long ago. And child, when the blessings begin to pour, remember this: humility is the key that keeps the door open. Do not forget the nights you prayed for the days you are about to live. Do not let pride silence the gratitude that heaven placed in your heart. You are being elevated, yes, but not just for yourself, you are being lifted so you can lift others. Your story will become a light that guides those still trapped in the shadows you once knew too well. That is how heaven redeems pain, it turns survivors into beacons. Beloved, you have waited long enough. You have wept long enough. Now you will witness the goodness of God in the land of the living. The winds are shifting, the tide is turning, the promise is manifesting. And soon what you carry will no longer be hidden, it will be seen, celebrated and multiplied. Heaven's clock has struck your hour. So stand tall, child of glory. The old season cannot follow you into the new. The chains have fallen, the verdict is final, the delay has expired. The blessing has been released. Heaven has spoken your name and the earth is about to respond. Beloved, listen closely, the moment your name thundered through the heavens, destinies began to rearrange. There are doors that were once sealed shut that are now unlocking without resistance. Chains that clung to your bloodline for generations are shattering, not gradually but violently, because the authority behind your name has shifted. You will soon notice it, the atmosphere changing when you walk into rooms, the sudden peace where chaos used to sit, the clarity where confusion used to cloud your mind. This is the mark of divine reversal, the evidence that heaven's decree has gone forth. You are not waiting for breakthrough anymore, you are the breakthrough. And beloved, I must tell you this truth, the reason the warfare felt endless is because you were approaching the gate of manifestation. The enemy always screams loudest right before he loses his grip. The noise you've been hearing, the sudden doubts, the exhaustion, it's not weakness, it's birthing pain. The pressure you feel is proof that the promise is crowning. Heaven does not warn without purpose, and when Michael said, 3 minutes left, he meant that the time of delay has expired, what was held back is now being released at full speed. Child of destiny, this is why your spirit has been trembling. You can feel it, can't you? The air around you is thicker with purpose, the dreams are clearer, the signs are louder. You are standing in divine collision where prayer meets fulfillment. In this place your someday becomes now, your maybe becomes yes, and your impossible becomes done. Beloved, heaven wants you to know something else. Every time you felt unseen, heaven was documenting every detail. There are scrolls with your tears written upon them, and tonight those scrolls are being read aloud in the throne room. The angels are responding to every line. The answers are being dispatched. The timing is no longer soon, it is now. But child, do not mistake the calm for absence. The quiet that follows divine movement is not emptiness, it's alignment. Like the silence after thunder, it means something has just shifted in the spirit. The storms that once roared around you are bowing to your command. You are walking into authority, not borrowed authority but your own, the kind forged in fire, refined through waiting, proven through pain. That is why your words will begin to carry weight. When you speak, situations will respond. When you declare peace, the storm will end. When you release blessing, it will multiply. My beloved, the world has yet to see who you truly are. For years your identity was hidden under layers of disappointment, fear, and false narratives others placed upon you. But tonight those veils are being torn. The real you, the anointed you, the radiant you, the unstoppable you is stepping forward. Heaven calls this the revealing season, when the hidden ones rise and the last become first. You are one of them. The light that once flickered in secret will now shine publicly, not to boast but to guide. You are being positioned to lead, to teach, to heal, to restore what was broken in others because you have known brokenness yourself. And do you know why God trusted you with pain? Because He knew you would not let it poison you. You turned pain into prayer, wounds into wisdom, heartbreak into hunger for heaven, and now heaven is rewarding that faithfulness openly. What was done in secret is about to be shouted on rooftops. Beloved, even the earth recognizes what is happening. You will begin to see strange confirmations, numbers aligning, strangers speaking words only God could know, sudden openings in places you never applied. These are the fingerprints of divine orchestration. Heaven is not improvising, it is executing a plan written before time began. You are stepping into prophecy that was spoken before you took your first breath. But listen, obedience is still the key. When the window opens, you must move quickly. Do not analyze the blessing, receive it. Do not question the instruction, follow it. The difference between almost blessed and completely blessed is instant obedience. Michael says, Heaven's timing is fragile to human hesitation. Do not hesitate now, not when everything you've waited for stands at the door. Beloved, I see you standing at the edge of a river. For years you've walked along its banks, watching others cross, wondering when your turn would come. Tonight the river has parted. The water stands still, waiting for your first step. One step and everything changes, one step and you move from wilderness into promise. Heaven is not asking for perfection, it is asking for motion. Step forward. Child, there will be moments in the coming days when it feels surreal. You will walk into blessings that don't make sense, favor that seems unfair, doors that swing wide before you knock. When that happens, don't shrink in false humility, stand tall in gratitude. This is what you were prepared for. Heaven is not rewarding random faith, it is rewarding endurance. You held on when others let go, you stayed soft when the world hardened, you believed when believing hurt. And now that belief has built a bridge between your past and your promise. My beloved, remember this: acceleration is not chaos. When blessings come fast, stay grounded in gratitude. When opportunities multiply, return to prayer often. The same voice that called your name tonight will continue to guide your steps if you remain still enough to listen. Do not rush ahead of heaven, walk in rhythm with it. For divine timing is not just about when things happen, it's about how you carry them when they do. And hear this clearly: what is coming is not temporary. This is not a fleeting miracle, this is establishment. Heaven is not visiting your life, it is moving in. The shift you are sensing is permanent. The tables have turned and they will not turn back. From this night forward you walk under an open heaven. Angels have been stationed, doors have been assigned, favor has been authorized. Beloved, let this truth settle deep within you: you are not the same as you were before this moment. Something eternal has touched you, something holy has claimed you. The world will soon see the glow that heaven placed upon you, but you already feel it. The heaviness has lifted, the fire has returned, the purpose is alive again. And this time nothing can stop what has been set in motion. Beloved, do you feel that stirring inside your chest? That's not anxiety, that's awakening. Heaven is aligning every piece that once looked scattered. What didn't make sense will suddenly fit together like a divine puzzle finally completed. The tears that fell in confusion were watering the very soil that now bursts with destiny. Every silent night you spent wondering if God still remembered your name, those were the nights heaven was carving your purpose in fire. Now the wind shifts. You will sense movement in places that were once still. People who ignored you will suddenly remember you. Opportunities that vanished will return dressed in glory. The same hands that once closed doors will be used to open new ones. It will feel unreal, but it's not luck, it's prophecy unfolding. Archangel Michael says, "Do not question your rise. You have paid the price in silence, in patience, in tears, now you will move without resistance. The barriers that blocked others will recognize your authority and step aside. Heaven's endorsement is upon you, not as a whisper but as a roar. Beloved, stand tall. Your presence is about to command rooms. You won't need to prove who you are, your spirit will speak before your mouth does. Walk boldly, for the season of hiding has ended. The light within you is now visible to the world and no darkness can dim it. What's coming next isn't random, it's revelation.